In the intricate and rapidly evolving landscape of global military aviation, a new iteration of a classic airframe has begun to emerge from production facilities in St. Louis, Missouri. The recent delivery of the first F-15EX Eagle II from its second production lot, an aircraft designated X-09, represents more than just a manufacturing milestone. It signifies a broader strategic recalibration within air forces seeking to balance the high-tech demands of fifth-generation warfare with the enduring need for raw power, payload, and persistence. While this formidable fourth-generation plus platform is initially destined for the United States Air Force, its availability and enhanced capabilities are being closely monitored by nations facing complex regional security challenges. For countries on the eastern edge of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, particularly Poland, which is undertaking one of the most ambitious military expansions in its modern history, such developments are scrutinized with intense interest. The potential acquisition of this aircraft by Warsaw is not merely a procurement decision but a reflection of a deeper strategic calculus shaped by geography, history, and the pressing realities of a volatile European security environment. The momentum behind this aircraft program is substantial. Following the delivery of an initial batch of 8 jets, which are now undergoing extensive operational testing at Eglin Air Force Base in Florida and being integrated into Air National Guard units in Oregon, the production line is ramping up. The manufacturer, Boeing, has stated its goal to deliver a dozen more aircraft from this second batch by the end of the current year. This accelerated pace is potentially set to increase further, underpinned by a significant funding proposal of $3.1 billion currently being deliberated within the American legislative process. If approved, this injection of capital could facilitate the production of an additional 32 to 34 jets, effectively ensuring the production line remains active and efficient for the foreseeable future. This commitment to expand the fleet, driven by concerns over a shrinking inventory of tactical aircraft and the high operational costs of stealth platforms, has direct implications for international partners. A stable, high-rate production line translates into lower unit costs and more predictable delivery schedules for export customers, making the aircraft a more viable option for nations like Poland as they chart their defense modernization roadmaps. At its core, the F-15EX Eagle II is an exercise in leveraging a proven design while infusing it with state-of-the-art technology. It is a direct descendant of the venerable McDonnell Douglas F-15 Eagle, a platform renowned for its air superiority credentials. However, the X model is a fundamentally different machine, engineered for a multi-role future. Propelled by two powerful General Electric F-110, GE, 129 engines, which together generate nearly 60,000 pounds of thrust in afterburner, the aircraft possesses impressive performance characteristics, including the ability to reach speeds of Mach 2.5 and patrol a vast combat radius of approximately 800 miles without the need for aerial refueling. Critically, its airframe has been completely re-engineered for longevity, boasting a service life of 20,000 flight hours. This ensures that any nation investing in the platform is acquiring an asset designed not for 1 or 2 decades of service, but for potentially half a century of operational relevance, a crucial consideration for long-term defense planning and budgeting. What truly sets the F-15X apart from its predecessors and many of its contemporaries is its combination of an immense payload capacity and a sophisticated, adaptable electronics suite. The aircraft is effectively a flying arsenal, capable of carrying a staggering 29,500 pounds of munitions and external stores across its 11 hardpoints. This allows for an unparalleled degree of mission flexibility. It can be configured for air dominance with a massive loadout of up to 22 air-to-air missiles, including the advanced AIM-120D, 3AMRAAM and AIM-9X Sidewinder, when utilizing specialized pylon systems like the proposed Ambra rack. Alternatively, it can be armed for deep strike missions with a formidable array of precision-guided munitions, such as the AGM-158 JASSM standoff missile or the GBU-39 small-diameter bomb. This capacity to carry a heavy and diverse mix of ordnance makes it an ideal platform for missions that require overwhelming firepower or the ability to strike heavily defended targets from a distance. This brute force is guided by a highly advanced sensor and electronic warfare package. The centerpiece is the Raytheon AN/APG-82V, one active electronically scanned array AESA radar, a system that provides exceptional performance in detecting, tracking, and engaging multiple targets simultaneously, even in environments saturated with electronic jamming. This is complemented by the base system's AN/ALQ 250 Eagle Passive Active Warning and Survivability System, EPAWSS, a comprehensive electronic warfare suite that allows the jet to detect, identify, and counter incoming threats with a sophisticated array of jammers and decoys. Further enhancing its sensory perception is the integration of the Lockheed Martin Legion pod, which houses an AN/ASG-34V1 infrared search and track (IRST) sensor. This allows the F-15EX to passively detect and track airborne targets by their heat signatures without emitting any radar signals, a crucial capability for operating in contested airspace where maintaining a low electronic profile is paramount for survival. The aircraft's digital backbone, built on an Open Mission Systems (OMS) architecture, is another critical feature. This allows for the rapid and cost-effective integration of new software, sensors, and weaponry from various suppliers, preventing vendor lock-in and enabling user nations like Poland to tailor the aircraft to their specific needs, including the potential integration of European-made missiles like the MBDA Meteor. Poland's profound interest, prominently showcased at the International Defense Industry Exhibition (MSPO) in Kielce, is rooted in a clear-eyed assessment of its strategic environment. With a defense budget that has surged past 4% of its GDP, Warsaw is executing a comprehensive rearmament program driven by the direct threat posed by Russia's military posture and actions in Ukraine. The Polish Air Force is already a modern and capable force, operating a fleet of 48 F-16C fighting Falcons and awaiting the delivery of 32 F-35A Lightning II stealth fighters, scheduled to begin in 2026. The potential addition of the F-15X is not about replacing these platforms but about creating a complementary and layered air combat capability. While the F-35 excels at penetrating dense anti-access, area denial (A2/AD) environments with its stealth, the F-15X would serve as a powerful force multiplier, capable of controlling the airspace behind the initial breach, launching waves of standoff munitions, and providing a persistent defensive counter-air screen. Its inherent compatibility with munitions already in the Polish inventory, such as the AMRAAM and JASSM, would significantly streamline logistics, training, and operational integration. The discussion around a potential Polish acquisition extends beyond mere hardware into the realm of industrial strategy. The manufacturer has actively engaged with Polish defense entities, proposing significant industrial cooperation and a role for local companies in the global supply and maintenance chain for the aircraft. This aligns perfectly with Warsaw's long-term goal of fostering a more self-reliant and technologically advanced domestic defense industry. The prospect of Polish firms manufacturing components or establishing certified maintenance, repair, and overhaul (MRO) facilities is a powerful incentive, promising technology transfers, high-skilled job creation, and a greater degree of sovereign control over the fleet's sustainment. A central element of the manufacturer's pitch revolves around long-term sustainability, with claims that the F-15X's operational and life cycle costs could be as much as 50% lower than those of competing stealth platforms. While such figures are subject to the complexities of real-world operations, the platform's high mission-capable rate and the significant parts commonality with older F-15 variants do suggest a more manageable and predictable maintenance burden, a critical factor for an air force managing a diverse and expanding fleet. The strategic rationale for Poland is compelling when viewed through the lens of potential adversaries and conflict scenarios. The F-15X's powerful sensor suite and electronic warfare capabilities offer a potent counter to advanced Russian aircraft like the Su-35 Flanker E and the developing Su-57 Felon. Its ability to carry a large number of long-range air-to-air missiles would be invaluable in defending Polish airspace and the broader eastern flank of NATO against large-scale aerial assaults. Furthermore, its capacity to carry future hypersonic weapons, such as the AGM-183 presents the possibility of holding high-value, time-sensitive targets deep within hostile territory at risk, providing a significant strategic deterrent. In a high-intensity conflict, the F-15X could work in tandem with the F-35 fleet. The F-35s would use their stealth to locate and disable enemy air defense systems, while the F-15EXs follow up with massive salvos of missiles and bombs to destroy key infrastructure and ground forces. This synergistic relationship between 5th-generation stealth and 4th-generation plus mass is increasingly seen as the optimal model for modern air combat. However, the path to acquisition is laden with complexities. The immense scale of Poland's current military expenditure, which includes massive contracts for Abrams tanks, K2 Black Panther tanks, HIMARS and Chunmoo rocket artillery systems, and Apache attack helicopters, places enormous strain on the national budget. A multi-billion-dollar procurement of F-15X fighters would have to compete for resources against these other critical programs. Furthermore, while the prospect of industrial cooperation is attractive, building the necessary infrastructure, training a highly skilled workforce of technicians, and establishing the logistics to support an entirely new and complex aircraft type is a monumental and costly undertaking. The decision for Warsaw, therefore, is not a simple choice of one aircraft over another, but a complex balancing act between desired capability, industrial ambition, and fiscal reality. The final determination will likely depend on a thorough analysis of long-term costs, the specific industrial benefits on offer, and how the F-15X's unique capabilities fit within the evolving structure of the entire Polish armed forces and NATO's collective defense posture in a region defined by enduring tension.